didn't think about that.
I've been shocked ever since.
Yeah. When you're not doing comedy, I know you're playing golf. Yes, I know you love golf. Yeah. But then you had to stop playing for a while because you tore both rotator cuffs. You ready for this? Doing a push-up contest. Why?
Hold on. Losing.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Losing a push-up contest. Yeah.
You
not
said
doing
it like maybe I won.
Yeah, no, sorry. I just can't. No, you did not.
No. Yeah.
But you're getting back to your game.
What if the most dangerous thing a celebrity can do in Hollywood isn't making enemies, it's knowing too much? On March 8, 2026, shots rang out in Beverly Hills. Not on a movie set, not during a music video shoot. Real bullets fired from an AR-15 style rifle aimed directly at the home of one of the biggest names on the planet, Rihanna. The Los Angeles Police Department identified the shooter as a 35-year-old Florida woman named Ivana Lisette Ortiz. She drove up to Rihanna's property in broad daylight and opened fire while Rihanna was inside with her partner, A$AP Rocky, and their 3 children. No one was physically hurt, but what happened after? The questions that surfaced, the connections that were uncovered, and the one man who had already seen all of this coming. That's the story the mainstream media isn't telling you. And that man? Katt Williams. He warned us. He said it plainly on camera for the entire world to hear. And now everything he said is starting to look a lot less like comedy and a whole lot more like prophecy. At approximately 1:21 p.m. that Sunday afternoon, at least 10 shots were fired toward Rihanna's Beverly Hills home from a white Tesla parked directly across the street. This was not some ambiguous drive-by situation. This was calculated. This was deliberate. Police confirmed that Rihanna and A$AP Rocky were inside an Airstream camper parked on the property when the shooting began. 2 bullets struck the camper's double-paned window. A third hit the side of the trailer. And another bullet hole was discovered on the exterior wall of the home's second-floor nursery, the exact room where the couple's 3 children and their nanny were located at that very moment. Ortiz was tracked down 8 miles away by an LAPD helicopter located in a mall parking garage in Sherman Oaks. Officers recovered the AR-15 style rifle from her vehicle along with shell casings and a wig she had been wearing as a disguise. Weeks before the shooting, she had tagged Rihanna's social media account in a Facebook post, a rambling, threatening message visible to the public. The warning signs were already there. So what did the mainstream media do? They rushed in with the same tired narrative: unstable fan, obsessed woman, mental health issues. Case closed. Nothing to see here, move along. But Katt Williams has been telling us for years that's exactly the reaction they're counting on. You cannot fully understand this story without understanding who Katt Williams is and what he has been doing for the past several years. In early 2024, Williams sat down with Shannon Sharpe on the Club Shay Shay podcast and delivered one of the most explosive interviews in the history of the medium. He looked directly into the camera and said, "All these big deviants are catching hell in 2024. All lies will be exposed." That interview racked up over 85 million views on YouTube. 85 million. That's not just viral, that's a cultural earthquake. At first, people laughed. They called him bitter. They said he was unhinged, a man still fighting old Hollywood grudges. But then Diddy's homes got raided by federal agents. Then the indictments came down. Then the entertainment industry began crumbling under the weight of its own buried secrets. And suddenly, everyone who laughed was rewatching that interview with completely different eyes. Williams explained in that same interview why he was able to see things other people couldn't. He said he operated deliberately from outside the Hollywood system, by choice. He put it this way: "I'm anti-establishment, so I can never be the establishment. Even if I'm at the Diddy party, I'm there to tell. I'm there to see who the hell is in here and what y'all get from being in here. Nobody likes to have me around. I'm there for bad intentions." That's not a man chasing attention. That's a man who made a conscious decision to be the watcher, the one person in the room who wasn't there to play the game. And then he said something that too many people glossed over at the time. "In 30 years, I've done nothing but collect information, knowledge, and your secrets. I know so many things I shouldn't know, and they all know it." He wasn't bragging, he was warning. After the Rihanna shooting, a resurfaced clip from one of Katt Williams' earlier interviews began spreading across social media. In it, he breaks down the cold financial logic behind what happens when a major artist becomes inconvenient for the industry machine. He said plainly, "When these rappers get killed, it's not incidental. Somebody makes $100 million and now they don't have to validate none of those contracts. The money goes up and up and they only have to deal with the mama once a year." Read that again carefully. He is not talking about fan violence. He is talking about contract economics. He is saying that when a major artist is eliminated from the picture through death, injury, or intimidation, someone on the corporate side of that deal benefits enormously. Now think about who Rihanna actually is. She is not simply a recording artist. She is a billion-dollar global empire, Fenty Beauty, Savage X Fenty, a worldwide touring operation. She holds deep ties to Roc Nation, Jay-Z's management company, which is itself connected to Live Nation, a corporation currently sitting at the center of one of the largest antitrust lawsuits in American music history. The Department of Justice filed that suit in 2024, alleging that Live Nation holds an illegal monopoly over the entire concert industry. In that legal environment, high-profile artists like Rihanna represent key figures, assets in a financial war involving hundreds of billions of dollars. Katt Williams has been saying for years that in an industry worth that kind of money, there is no such thing as a random incident involving a major player. Every tragedy has an address. Every headline has a boardroom somewhere behind it. Let's go back to the suspect, because the unstable fan story has some real problems when you look closer. There were questions raised about connections between Ortiz and the corporate entertainment world, connections that, in any other context, would have triggered serious investigative journalism. Instead, the story got filed away as a mental health case and the news cycle moved on before anyone could ask the harder questions. Then there's the bail situation. Ortiz initially faced over $10 million in bail for 14 felony counts, including attempted murder. Then, without much public explanation, that figure was significantly reduced. The press moved on without anyone pausing to ask why. Katt Williams always asked why and consider the detail that truly gets under your skin. Rihanna woke A$AP Rocky in a panic as the first bullets hit. Both of them dropped to the floor for their lives. This is a woman with professional security, a woman living in a high-security Beverly Hills estate, and she was lying flat on the ground in a trailer listening to rounds punch through the walls near her children's nursery. Shortly after that night, Rihanna quietly left the country via private jet. She went to Paris. She went silent. She moved. Katt Williams wouldn't be surprised by any of that. He would probably say she received a message and she understood it loud and clear. Here's something that doesn't get nearly enough attention. Rihanna has not released a studio album since 2016. She performed at the Super Bowl halftime show in 2023 while visibly pregnant and reminded the entire world exactly how much they missed her. She teased a comeback. She hinted at new music, and then silence. Year after year, fans and industry watchers have been asking why. She has the platform, the audience, the talent, and more financial resources than most record labels combined. So what is holding her back? Katt Williams would likely frame it this way. When you are that valuable as a controlled brand, certain people in the system need you to stay exactly where you are. Not evolving, not renegotiating, not independently building new power, just existing as an asset on someone else's balance sheet. An artist who releases new music goes on a new tour, signs new contracts, and creates new leverage. And in an industry currently under a federal microscope for antitrust violations, new leverage in the hands of a billion-dollar artist is the last thing certain people want to deal with. Is that the complete picture? We can't say with certainty, but Katt Williams has been asking these kinds of questions for years. And with each passing year, more answers surface, proving he wasn't nearly as irrational as the industry needed you to believe. The connections between the Rihanna shooting and the larger power structures of the music industry, the federal lawsuit, the corporate contracts, the enormous financial stakes, the timing of it all, none of it is being discussed seriously on mainstream platforms. Major outlets covered it as a mental health story or celebrity gossip. Nobody stopped to ask the harder question, why this artist at this exact moment when the music industry is under an unprecedented federal microscope? In a 2025 interview with Theo Von, Williams was asked directly about the risks of speaking out the way he does. He said, "I assume that it's going to work out for the best, and I understand that if it is for the worst, then I'm prepared to handle that as well." That is not a man doing press runs. That is a man who genuinely believes he is telling the truth about something real and has made complete peace with whatever price comes with saying it out loud. Katt Williams is not a journalist. He's not a federal investigator. He is a comedian from Cincinnati who spent 3 decades inside the most predatory entertainment system in the world, kept his eyes wide open, refused every deal that required him to compromise who he was, and then, one January morning in 2024, sat across from Shannon Sharpe and told the world exactly what he had been witnessing all along. Rihanna survived March 8, 2026. Physically, she is okay, but something shifted that day. A mother with 3 small children lying on the floor of her own home while bullets crack the walls around her kid's nursery, that changes a person permanently. It changes what you're willing to say, what you're willing to do, and how freely you move through the world. Katt Williams has been telling us, this industry doesn't just break people publicly, it breaks them quietly, behind closed gates, in Beverly Hills driveways, in moments that make the evening news look like a random tragedy when it might be something far more deliberate. He said all lies will be exposed. He said this was never meant to come out. And the more you examine what's happening around Rihanna, the shooting, the corporate connections, the ongoing legal battles, the silence that follows, the more you realize that maybe, just maybe, Katt Williams is still the only person in the room asking the right questions. The information is out there. The connections exist. The only question is whether you're willing to look at them the same way he does. If you made it to the end of this video, you already are. Hit that like button, subscribe, and drop your thoughts below. What do you think really happened that night? And how much of what Katt Williams has been saying do you believe? Because the truth always finds a way out, whether it was ever meant to or not.